is a former client of mine. This is Angela. This is Joe. He's a former client of mine. He got his real estate license. You live in Ladd Park, right? He lives in Ladd Park. So he's coming to check it out, and he might want to hang his license in Franklin.
Well, come on. So I'm the broker there, and I know exactly where Ladd Park is.
Sure.
I'm going to run to the restroom. You guys chat.
So you're the broker
Of the Franklin office.
That's the one that's like the brothers.
So we're actually, downtown Franklin, where the Red House is. It looks like where they do like wedding venues and things like that. Well, we're in that building now. So we're on a little house on 2nd Avenue in downtown Franklin, and we just moved into that big red house. So I've been there since about July.
I was very good to do. I was flying my house to help me.
So what's your background? What are you doing now or before?
I lived in New York and I did insurance and investigation. I have my own business in New York. And I just did it for 45 years. From investing and traveling. I always liked it. Years ago. I spend all my time driving around housing. Crazy stuff in my insurance and investigation.
We used to be in self-employed.
Self-employed for
Running a business. That's a good background. Because that's I think a lot of adjustments for people are like, wait a minute, I don't have a salary and I have to go get my own business. Like
I
that.
still have clients. I still get paid sometimes even if I get paid.
That's not typical in real estate. It can happen.
People don't realize. Like, how do you do it? I'm like, you didn't.
Yeah, people can manage it. So have you spoken to Colin at all? Okay, so Colin, and it's Joe. Is that your name? Did you say Joe?
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy April. So who got pranked badly yesterday? Come on, it was April Fool's. Did anybody do a prank? Kate, what'd you get?
I got my 5-year-old to tell Stephanie she'd been offered a kitten from one of her friends at school.
Nice. Using your children as pawns for your spouse.
She hates cats, very allergic.
And so she believed it, because why would you not believe a 5-year-old? That was good. Anybody else? Good April Fools. I had a classic one years ago, and this friend still talks about it, but he called me when HGTV was kind of new and said, "Hey, we're doing a Trading Spaces episode," and this is he like called and said it was HGTV Nashville, and I was like, I didn't know they had an office in Nashville. Anyway, I called him back at like a back office number that I didn't recognize, and they answered the phone. Like he had somebody answer the phone. Home Guard Television Nashville, and I had the whole thing set up, and I was like, oh, so I started calling people saying, hey, you want to trade spaces? What are you doing all day? And they finally let in that hey, cool. So I fell for that one pretty good. So who wants to read this? If you want to read this, Todd, you're normally our good reader. Can I give you the mic?
Oh, sure.
All right.
Doesn't read good.
Our character is basically a composite of our habits. Because they are consistent, often unconscious patterns, they constantly, daily express our character. Stephen Covey.
Thank you, Todd. Good work.
My pleasure.
Y'all should clap for Todd. That's always scary when talking about. Our character is basically a composite of our habits because they are consistent, often unconscious patterns. They constantly, daily express our character. We talk about consistency a lot. I mean, you hear it in marketing, the marketing stuff we talked about. That is one of the biggest things that I see successful agents do is just do things consistently. It's not necessarily the sexiest thing, but it works. So, what about gratitudes? What are you grateful for today besides playing pranks on each other? Nobody's grateful for anything.
My daughter's coming to town.
Virginia's daughter's coming to town. From D.C.? Lubbock, Texas. Okay. Good. Laura, you look like you have gratitude in your face today. What's feeling good about you?
It's just that standard clueless look I sport. I am grateful. I had 3 closings last month. I was telling people, like, Shane passed me earlier, and I said, you know, if he had 3 closings, it'd be a bad month for him. But it's a very exciting month.
That's incredible. So who's just show of hands, who's had a closing already this year? Love it. That's awesome. Who's had their very first closing ever this year? Yeah. Well done, y'all. All right. So just a quick thing. I think I've got enough of these for everybody, but this is something that I learned in Ninja a long time ago, and it was it's a poem that's written by a guy named Stuart Emery, and it is somewhat hard to read, but I'm going to ask for a few volunteers. Is anybody willing to come up and help read this? Come on up, man. Any others? You do one paragraph at a time. You want to come on up? Come on. All right, I'll start us out, and then y'all can take over. So, mastery in one's career and consciousness growth simply requires that we constantly produce results beyond and out of the ordinary. Mastery is a product of consistently going beyond our limits. For most people, it starts with technical excellence in a chosen field and a commitment to that excellence. If you are willing to commit yourself to excellence, to surround yourself with things that represent this and miracles, your life will change. When we speak of miracles, we speak of events or experiences in the real world which are beyond the ordinary.
It's remarkable how much mediocrity we live with, surrounding ourselves with daily reminders that the average is the acceptable. Our world suffers from terminal normality. Take a moment to assess all of the things around you that promote your being average. These are the things that keep you powerless to go beyond the limit you arbitrarily set for yourself. The first step to mastery is the removal of everything in your environment that represents mediocrity, removing those things that are limiting. One way is to surround yourself with friends who ask more of you than you do. Didn't some of your best teachers, coaches, and parents, etc.?
Another step on the path to mastery is the removal of resentment towards masters. Develop compassion for yourself so that you can be in the presence of masters and grow from the experience. Rather than comparing yourself and resenting people who have mastery, remain open and receptive. Let the experience be like the planting of a seed within you that, with nourishment, will grow into your own individual mastery.
You see, we are all ordinary, but a master, rather than condemning himself for his ordinariness, will embrace it and use it as a foundation for building the extraordinary. Rather than using it as an excuse for inactivity, he will use it as a vehicle for correcting, which is essential in the process of attaining mastery. You must be able to correct yourself without invalidating or condemning yourself, to accept results and improve upon them. Correct, don't protect. Correction is essential to power and mastery. Who's read that before or heard that before? A few of y'all have? So there's a lot of stuff in here. I want to take 2 minutes real quick. Take 30 seconds just to kind of glance through it, and I'm just going to be quiet for about 30 seconds and just take a note about something that jumped out at you. So anything that jumped out at y'all? What you got?
The first step to mastery is the removal of everything in your environment that represents mediocrity, removing those things that are limiting.
So removing things that are limiting from your environment. That's a lot easier said than done. Because sometimes we've got people that we love that are limiting, and we can't remove them. But there's obviously certain barriers to that. But that's what's the old expression that your parents probably told you? Don't hang around with the wrong crowd, or you are the average of the 5 people you're closest to. Right. Let's go there.
Zach, the one way is to surround yourself with friends that ask more of you than you do.
Friends that ask more of you than you do. Anybody have those friends that are brutally honest to you?
Yes.
Yeah? Those are really good friends to have. Whether you like it at the time or not. And I think, one of the things too is down here that relates to that is you must be able to correct yourself without invalidating or condemning yourself. Don't beat yourself down. You can correct. We all screw up. Just build upon it to accept results and improve upon them. What else? What's jumped out at y'all? What about this is powerful to me. For most people, so mastery is a product of consistently going beyond their limits. For most people, it starts with technical excellence in a chosen field. So it means you have to be excellent from a technical standpoint of what you do, just to be able to start. And I think that's something we're always working toward, but that's was powerful to me. Anything else? It's remarkable how much. Go ahead.
We're all ordinary.
We're all ordinary.
That's encouraging.
That's encouraging. Feeling average, feeling ordinary. But that's good. If everybody's ordinary, then it's not.
I don't feel like I'm the only one not succeeding every day.
Yeah, you're not the only one not succeeding every day. That is all good. Cool. Well, thanks for reading that. I wanted to talk about one more thing that has been really powerful to me, and I don't have a copy of this here, and you probably can't read it that well, but I'm going to email you a copy here shortly. Who does a pre-listing interview? This is the listing season right now. Who does a pre-listing interview phone call before you go out on a listing appointment? About 20, 30 ago. So this was one thing when I learned about how to do it. It completely changed the way that I did listings for the better. So the idea is when you take a phone call and somebody calls and says, "Hey, I heard about you from Joe and Susie and Bill or whatever it is. I'd love to have you come look at my house." Or maybe it's a past client. Those are even worse because you think you know the house, right? And so if you go over to the house, a lot of us will just say, "Oh yeah, I'd love to meet. How about Thursday at 9 o'clock?" We jump over to the house and we go have the appointment. We show up fairly unprepared, right? We might run a few comps, although we don't really know what we're comping because we haven't been in the house in years or at all. And then we're going into a place where they're expecting us to be the professional, but we're not really in that light yet. You with me? So this is a quick 20 question or 21 question, I guess, sheet, checklist that you can go through in 5 or 10 minutes with somebody on the phone. First, it's just name, address, who are the decision makers. Then one of the questions is, why are you selling? So why are you selling? Right? That's kind of important. When do you need to move? We talk about timeline a lot. I talk about timeline and coaching people. You can talk about price all day long. Well, they want this. They want, they don't have to sell. Well, where are they going? Well, they're going to go to, they really want to move to this other neighborhood. Okay, well, when do they want to do it? How bad do they want to move there? Let's create a timeline so that we've got some urgency in that situation. Describing the house for them. How long have you owned your home? What about this question? What sold you on the property when you bought it? Why would you ask that? Right. If something's sold down, it's probably going to sell the next people too. There's always a few features that are just really awesome in every house. And so if that's something that they love, it'll be a great selling point for the other house. Have you done any updating to the home? What do you normally get here? Oh yeah, we painted one of the rooms. It took us a long time to decide the color. But we think we got it. We think that increases our prices by 20%. So you'll get a sense of what they've done, right? They might say, yeah, we got it and renovated the kitchen, we did the bathroom, or we just did some painting and they call that renovating. What about, if you were to stay in your home another 5 years, is there anything else you would do to it? I love that question. Why is that a good question?
Because if they don't do it, it leaves it for the next buyer.
It leaves it for the next buyer. So you're finding out some objections, right? Well, we probably, maybe redo that other bathroom. You'll find out what that looks like. For a moment, pretend to be a buyer and look at your home through buyer's eyes. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate its condition? 1 being a tear down and 10 being a perfect, a brand new, beautiful home. What would it take for your house to be a 10? So what do you hear? Is this a different question than the one before? If you were to stay in your home another 5 years, is there anything you do to it?
Yes.
How do you think that's different? What might, and there's no right answer here, but what might you get differently?
What's ideal versus what's affordable?
What's ideal versus what's affordable? Or maybe what's ideal versus what's even possible, right? Maybe they live on the only, super steep lot in the neighborhood, and everybody in the neighborhood likes flat lots, right? They can't change that. So, to be a 10, maybe that's one of the things. So you're finding kind of internal factors here with asking them what they would do in another 5 years if they stayed there. And the 1 to 10 scale, you're looking for external factors or situational factors. What about this question? What are you going to be asking for the property? Who asked that question? A lot of people think that's a weird question to ask, because what do they think? Oh, well, that's kind of why I hired you, right? And they'll probably say that, well, I'm kind of looking for your advice. They'll be coy about it, and that's okay. Have you had a recent appraisal? We had a tax thing come in. Yeah, that's something a little bit different. What about refinanced? Maybe if you're on the phone, you're pulling up the tax record, you said you refied last year. Yeah, we got an appraisal there. Okay, well, what did that come through as? Right? Do they have a number in their head? Yeah. You don't think they do, right? You might even be going on Zillow right now and looking up their estimate, and they're like, oh, they think it's 462, whatever. So they have a number in their head. If you can get that out, that's great. If not, just move on. Your idea is not to get into a big discussion here, just to collect info. Do you own your property free and clear? Do you have a loan? What are some things you're looking for in a realtor? The idea here is to try to get some sort of results, or something that looks or sounds like results. Are you interviewing any of the brokers for this job? Is it a weird question to ask? Maybe. A lot of people, if you've never asked it before and you try to ask it, you'll probably freeze up on the phone when you do. Because you think, oh, I don't want to give them the idea of interviewing other people. And if you don't want to ask it, don't. But I think the question would be, would you want to know if they're talking to somebody else? Yeah. Then ask it.
Would you ask it?
I've asked it before. Yeah.
Like you just feel it out, like 50-50?
Just gonna feel it out. Yeah. I mean, a lot of times, who always goes up against other people in a listing appointment? Almost always. You almost always do, Jane? That's because you're just always going everywhere. So, a lot of times, if you're working with past clients, a lot of times they're only talking to one person, I've found. So, if you're going up against people, then you're going on a lot of listing appointments, which is great. Have you considered going for sale by owner? Again, you can kind of feel that out, but you probably want to know what their biggest objection might be. Have you sold a property before, knowing that? Is there anything else I should know about your home? And then do you have any questions for me? And then just the last thing is just explaining what happens next. So what you don't want to do is have a misexpectation where they go and they expect you to be putting a sign in the yard that day, you know, having photos, and really you're going there just to do a walkthrough and then go back to do your homework later. So this gives you enough info to be able to do some comps, and it's a really great tool. So in this listing season, I'm going to send this out, and hopefully y'all can use that to have a quick phone call. Just spend 5 or 10 minutes beforehand, and then you'll be much more efficient in the listing appointment itself. All right, Bobby, education.
Look at all that.
I can zoom into the next couple weeks if you want.
So what's the theme this month?
What is the theme this month?
What is the theme? Isn't it technology? It is. It's about technology. And so some of this is a little stretch. Some of it is really, really, really technical. So I've got coffee with Kate on Thursday. Where's Kate?
Kate's right here.
Hi, Kate. Are you ready? If you don't know Kate, you need to come, and there's going to be things you don't know about Kate we're going to uncover. We're going to dig really deep with Kate. So I'm looking forward to that. And then, Zach, you're going to be doing something really important. What are you going to do?
Trend graphics.
Do they know? Does everybody know what Trend Graphics is? Has everybody been using it? Does everybody know how? Gonna learn. Zach's going to do that. That is going to be really good. Transaction Desk is on Wednesday the 10th. If you haven't learned that, you better. And I've got a guy coming on the 11th called, it's about radon. Anybody run into any issues with your inspections on radon? That's becoming a little more prevalent. I don't think we just got radon. I don't think it just arrived. I think maybe it's something that we're paying more attention to. And I do want to give you a forewarning that the Forms Committee has changed the get an inspection form. And that, I'm sorry, Jane. Actually, this is a good thing because this is going to mitigate liability, ours and the company's. So we're going to talk about eliminating one form in place of this form, and then it's not an additional form. It'll be the same amount of forms, but this one's going to be good because it's going to require your buyers to check a box, yes, I want a radon inspection, or no, I don't. That way, they have made the decision, and that's less on our shoulders. And so we've got a guy coming so that you can know about radon in a very intellectual, logical way. It's not going to scare anybody off. It's not going to alarm, because I think some people have misinformation, and we want to make sure that they have the right information so nobody loses it when it comes over 4 picoliters. Is it picoliters? 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 I don't know. Picoliters. Whenever you get, yes, Lloyd.
Bobby, do you know when that new radon checkbox is?
We're going to probably roll it out in January. Nobody likes to roll out new forms. But I always want Village to be on the cutting edge of what's coming. So that's that. We also have Collaborative next week. If you haven't been to Collaborative, it is not for new agents. It's for all agents who want to have the camaraderie and the accountability and the collaboration of fellow agents to support you in growing your business. Who doesn't want that? I don't know. It's been a great, great time. And we've got Pro Bowl after that. If you're thinking of hiring an assistant or getting a team, that's what we do. We help you. We have a whole program for helping you accomplish that. And I think this month, somewhere in there, is going to be Jumpstart. You don't have to go there. Last orientation, we only had 3 agents here for orientation, which means some of you who joined Village have missed out on all that Village has to offer. But Jumpstart is going to start in this month, and it's 6 days. We're going to do listings in their entirety. We're going to go with what Zach has, which is fabulous already, and then go deeper into the listing appointment, and then we're going to do buyer appointments, and we're going to do contracts. So if you want to brush up or hear about more in depth on getting a listing, working with buyers, or knowing your contracts, wouldn't you say, Brandon? It's a good one. What do you think?
Yeah, excellent.
You was a star. So that's all I got today, Zach.
All right, thanks, Bobby. Appreciate it. Y'all give Bobby a round of applause, too. Oh, we got some news. Honey, you want to come up? Help me out here. Stacy, we got in 18 days, this is no fools, a Richland Creek run. In Focus, we had a huge turnout for In Focus last, I guess 3 weeks ago, for the April issue. And so we're going to do another one for May. If you have listings that you want to put in there, I can't remember the price exactly, it's like $150, yeah, somewhere around that there. You get a listing, you get your headshot featured as a featured agent at the bottom. It was great. So thank you all for putting those in. We actually had to take a whole extra page out in the ad because we had so many people that wanted it. So if y'all like that, we'll keep doing it. And April 8th, the deadline. Those are real. So you need to get your stuff to Caitlin Reimers downstairs, and she will put it in the ad for you. Transaction Desk, Teddy Pence had a good suggestion. If you were trying to add Village forms on Transaction Desk from your phone, it said Village Real Estate Services hyphen and then the form name. And if you're on your phone, you really couldn't read what the form was because Village Real Estate Services took up everything. So we just put a V in front for that. So just all of those forms just have a V in front, so it's easier to navigate from your phone. So great feedback there. If y'all have feedback, let us know. We're trying to listen to it. So Lon, where'd Lon go? There you are. Come on up. A little habitat talk. We got a habitat build coming up. You want to tell us about it?
I believe this year is the 22nd or the 23rd Habitat Build for Greater National Realtors. Village's day, build day this year is May 2nd at 7 o'clock a.m. That was in the morning. It's not easy for me. Some of you may be better at that than I. Charlie, I will send out the link. This is how Habitat works now. I will email the link. You sign up on the link. It gives you a permission slip, all that sort of stuff. A couple of things. You get 4 awards points, GNR awards points for participating in the build. That's a great thing. You also get a point if you donate $100 or more to Habitat because this isn't free. You have to raise the money to do this house every year. So you can essentially get 5 awards points for your Habitat participation, which is fantastic. The disclaimer is, if you sign up, you show up. Don't sign up and take a spot. We only have 25 spots. If you sign up, you have committed to showing up on that day, rain or shine. Last year we had one entire team cancel the day before because they didn't want to get the blowouts messed up. I'm serious. So that falls on me to take my entire day to find 5 people who can come tomorrow morning. So please don't do that. If you can't get in, if you can't sign up because it's full, email me. I do keep a short list of understudies, but that list kind of dissipates as time goes on too. So like that, if you sign up, show up. This is the second build day, so we're doing roof trusses, heavy man and ladies work. You know, heavy stuff. It's not painting. It's not sweeping up. It's the real deal stuff. But we've done it for several years. John McClanahan has been our fearless leader on that for several years. I don't know if I can bribe him again to come join us, but we get it done. It's a great day. It's a great cause, and we build a house. You know, you participate on a lot of committees that do nothing but sit around and push paper. This one, we build a damn house. That's nice.
That'll be on. All right, so just give show of hands. Who's going to sign up? So tell me that date one more time, Mom.
May 2nd.
May 2nd.
7 o'clock.
7 a.m. Rise and shine.
It's in Park Reserve, North Nashville, just off Ewing.
North Nashville, just off Ewing. All right. Hey, what's happening around town, Hunter?
So, I'd like to keep you updated on some different announcements. This one came out a couple of weeks ago. There's a couple of Nations apartment deals that were announced, and why that's important is because, as you know, rooftops and people will lead to more commercial activity, which also can affect the residential for sale area. So these 2 locations in the Nations, this is 51st, which is kind of the main drag. The site on the left here, and then this was the old village office that we had for a while that is closing and part of one of the deals. But
anyway, so that's exciting for the nations. Silo Bend, Silo House is kind of to the left here. This is Frothy Monkey. If you've been there, if you haven't been to the nations, there's a lot going on. One reason I thought this was interesting to highlight is Mary Carolyn Roberts, who is an agent there and also the council person for this district, was heavily involved in kind of the rezoning and making this happen. And I loved her quote down here in the article. She says, "I've historically been reluctant to have apartments in my district. I've realized for our restaurants to thrive, we've got to get feet on the streets," Roberts said. "I really wouldn't have thought I'd be the person who said, let's do this, but I can't let those restaurants fail. All those businesses are our lifeblood. They're important for our neighborhood to succeed." So, anyway, I thought that was like a cool quote and like really good leadership to like take in new information and to reevaluate her previous thinking. And regardless of what you think about the decision to have more apartments, it's kind of cool to have leaders that are thinking through things. And so I was proud of. Is Mary Carolyn here? No? Okay. Anyway, proud of her for that. That's pretty cool. So that's all I have to say about that. All right. I'll be back later.
So rates are doing a little bit of a woo. We went up a little bit this week. So it's still interesting. The 15-year ARM is 3.75, and the 15-year fixed rate is 3.75, and the 5-1 ARM is 4.125. Just kind of weird, but that's good, right? Good for the 15 years. And you got Connie, you have anything to say about that? Is there any intel we need to know? What's your prediction?
I feel like they're still going to stay pretty steady.
Rates have just been amazing. 4.25 for a 30-year fix. It's like everybody should be buying a house.
I cannot say it better than myself. Everyone should be buying a house. If you all can call your buyers and tell them that they need to buy a house. All right, so that was the last week. So took a little bit of a spike up, but not huge in the scheme of things. It's still way lower than what it was last fall. How's the market? What are y'all seeing out there? Busy? Good? Who's been a multiple offer this month, the last month? Okay. What price ranges? 250? 860? 860, 875 multiple offers? Wow. 300s. 600s. 540, okay. What was it? A couple weeks ago we talked about it. It was, I think, it was like the 450s or something. 400s was the magic multiple offer. That was the most common one. This is all over the board. That's wild. So, put a little bit of data together. Just and you've seen this before, but this looks at the last as a way just to kind of look at leading indicators. And I think sometimes you'll have buyers and sellers that will ask questions. I get it at least once a week from somebody. Hey, what do you think the market's doing? Are we okay here? This is looking at active inventory. The average number of homes that are for sale, this is Davidson County, every single month in a given year. So we had 3,800 in 2002. We went down at a low point in 2005. We had 3,400. And then we went up. And we peaked out in 2008 at 6,485 homes. Those are choices available to choose from. Great work, Zach. Choices that you have, the buyers have, went down a little bit in 2009, just because I think some people just gave up, and then spiked again in 2010 because there was a little first-time home buyer tax credit. So a lot of people said, "Oh, I'm going to put my home in the market and see if I can take advantage of that." And then people started gobbling up the inventory. And we're down lower than we were in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. We're now at 3165, 3127, 3188. We went up to 3472, which is right around where we were at the lowest point in 2005. And then now, in the first couple of months, we're back down to an average of almost 3,300 homes. So, I don't know what that says to y'all, but to me that says that we've got a long way to go before we have any problems. If you look at the median closed inventory, this is our little a little spike in 2006, and then it started going down. Buyers were not buying. Bottomed out in 2010, and then buyers started buying again. Lots of buyers are buying, which also correlates to why there's no choices, or fewer choices available in certain price ranges. And down here it drops. That's only the first 2 months, so that's just January and February. So why is that low? Yeah, there's just not, there are not that many closings in general those months. So these take the entire 12-month year, right? So that's good info. I'm going to email this out to you all if you want to post it, share it, whatever. Median price, again, this is Davidson County. Median pricing has gone up. Dropped down a little bit, again, for the first 2 months to $280,000, which is crazy if you think $280,000 for Davidson County, that seems so cheap. But that's still the median price, so there is stuff available. I want to give a quick shout out to Rachel Foster. Rachel, you here? Anyway, Rachel, I loved seeing this. I've seen this a few times. I just happened to see this morning. I don't have it on the big screen, but I'll put it on the camera. She put has a picture of a New Village sign. She just said, "Call me, beat me if you want to buy a house from me. Y'all are re-renting at Village Real Estate is everything. Finally picked up a new sign. Totally love professional, but clean, modern. What do you think?" And she got a ton of comments. Post this stuff. This is what people want to see. This is real world stuff, right? It's not glossy. It's fun. It's interactive. It's behind the scenes. So share that stuff. That's really good. All right, Chandler and Courtney, you've got a beautiful house. Did y'all see this? This was one of the coolest houses I've seen. 1203 Stockwell. Look at that. Look at those doors. Isn't that awesome? Chandler, how much is this one? $560. All right, $560. What is it? 3-4 bedrooms? 4 bedrooms. Awesome. Okay. Y'all need to see this. This is a really cool one. This got selected as the space in the spotlight. Some of the details are really cool. I love that too. Beautiful kitchen with tall ceilings. Cool bedrooms. Love the bathroom. That's a cool bathroom as well. And a nice porch. So lots to be excited about. So 1203 Stockwell. If you've got somebody over on the east side, right? East side? Just making sure. Cleveland Park. Yeah, that's Cleveland Park. Thank you. Want to make sure I'm not saying it wrong. Then go see it. All right, quick tips. Village tip of the week. So I've met with a lot of you all. I want to keep meeting with everybody. I created this little link to, it's called Calendly, and it basically links to my calendar. So if you want to set up a meeting, you can do that. And then I thought, what a better way than to create a domain name. So I remember the whole, there was a thing like Charles Schwab said, talk to Chuck. So I go to talktochuck.com. So I didn't make talktozach.com. So if you want to set up a meeting about anything, to talk about anything, go to talktozach.com. You can do that. I just checked it this morning. It works. So you'll get a little gizmo here. It shows the calendar. You just click on a day, click on a time, and then automatically sends. I think it sends you a calendar invite and sends me a calendar invite and puts it on my calendar, and you got me. So I love meeting with you all and talking through strategy sessions and kind of what works, what doesn't work. And if you're in a bad spot or a tricky spot, come talk to me. Hunter, what have you been working on?
You might know. Started saying 4 things, right? Where did my man go with the muscles? Alright, so working on say 4 things. Better marketing, great consistency. Did y'all know, I read over the weekend, there was a Consumer Reports did a taste test on coffee, like all the national coffee folks. And so, guess who won? Starbucks. Not like Maxwell House Holders, like where you buy coffee. Dunkin', Starbucks was in it, Burger King, McDonald's won. So branding matters, doesn't it? Like, I mean, Starbucks charges like twice as much for their coffee, and it tastes worse. This wasn't like, this was a Consumer Reports, like they had professional coffee tasters, along with like some of their staffers and things like that. So it wasn't just a bunch of, you know, middle America. You had like real coffee drinkers that preferred McDonald's. So I thought that was interesting how important, you know, the consistency of branding. And Starbucks is all about more than just like the logo and the brand. The experience is way different than McDonald's, right? So like, what type of experience are we giving our clients, or your personal brand? And what type of experience are they getting? Another thing I read over the weekend I mentioned is about Apple. When you go, like your phone breaks and go to the Apple store to fix the screen, or they'll tell you, okay, this is going to take, you guys send it back, or we need to work on it for a day. This is going to take 48 hours. Then they know internally it's going to be done in 24 hours. And so it's a way for their next interaction with you to be really positive. You get a call of 24 hours. It's like, oh, guess what? Your phone's ready. And you weren't expecting it until tomorrow. And so it's just a great interaction that they're setting up to have with you as a customer. So think about that, setting expectations, and anyway. A few things we've been working on. This is some reminders from last time, just to make sure you're remembering the brokers at Village Real Estate. So you have a question, not urgent. You just need somebody to answer. Use that email, and somebody will get back to you. I've seen it in action. It's working great. Colin. Stand up. Everyone knows Colin. Loves Colin. Colin's down in the broker area in 21st. She is a great resource. If you need something signed, if you've got a contract question, if you've got hey, you got a minute, I just need some advice or talk, she is a resource. She's been in the past focused on recruiting, and we're kind of shifting that to where she's focused on you guys and your needs and what you got. So utilize that resource. She's great at it. She'd love to be there to answer any questions or help out in any way. We mentioned a couple of weeks ago, splitting commission checks is now an option. So we've got those forms down. If you want to send part of your commission to a tax account, if you want to send part of it to a savings account, if you want us to hold it because you want it at the end of the year and you don't want to spend it between now and then, we'll even do that. I don't recommend it, but we won't spend it, and we'll have it there for you when you want it. That's available. Order your signs. We've ordered over 400. They're coming in. I mean, we're like blowing up fast signs. They can't keep up. But some of them are down there. Check with Ashley on your order. We mentioned Boost last time. Boost is going to be awesome. We're 3 weeks away. It's a social media marketing company. So every listing that goes out will get a business week's worth of social media ads that will automatically go out. Your clients will get them. They'll see how much you're working on their listings. And that just happens. It's free to you guys. It's going to be awesome. It's not free to Village, but it's where we're investing money to help grow your business and our business. We've got new templates, or the old templates, all up at VResMarket.com. So check that out. Also, if you have any questions about that, like, hey, I don't know how to get into the VRes Market. I don't know exactly what to do, how to use this. Ask question. Village Assist is there for you. So there's no stupid question.
Come to the branding workshop on Tuesday.
There's also a branding workshop on Tuesday, and you'll get information right after the sales meeting next week.
So we initially, some of you all, we were testing this on a different site through the printer, and we got with Jen and a couple of other folks and realized that we can still use these templates through the site that you already know, through VRes Market. So we are kind of revamping VResMarket.com, and that's going to be just a one-stop shop. We're trying to limit the number of websites. Of course, I just made a talktozach.com, but we're trying to ultimately limit the number of those and put a lot of stuff on one thing. So you'll be able to go there. Please go there, test it out, play with it, and if you see something wrong with it, let us know.
I am grateful for Zach. I mean, who does that? Talktozach.com. Such a nerd. cars, just listed, just sold, newly designed, clean, beautiful. Yeah, it is beautiful. And on the back, also same way. So we'll have those available at the same place, vres-market.com. I'm really fired up about those. Let's get those out there. I think that consistency, we're all using kind of the same thing, and people are getting that'll really help our.
Technical, so technical, just from a tech standpoint, a lot of you use this, but if you don't, all you have to do, if you want to just send postcards to the 50 or 100 closest neighbors, you don't have to. You can upload your custom list if you want, but all you have to do is just go into vres-market.com and just type. It tells you the words to type, and you just say closest neighbors, something like that, and it will send it automatically to the 50 or 100 closest neighbors, whatever you want. Super easy, super fast. So try it out.
Right. Okay, this is exciting. Everybody pay attention. Village does a really good, we have a lot of projects that our agents are listing right now. And this is not all of them, but it is a lot of them. Silo Bend, 1041 Flats, the Reserve, you can see them all up here. One thing that all of the listing agents on these projects have agreed to do is to let village agents market these things to their spheres. And so, is John Fairhead here? Is he in the back?
Right here.
Where?
Behind.
There he is. So we were talking yesterday, when John got started, we got started, I was about a year after I was involved in Worthen, and by the time I got there, John had like 5 or 6 buyers in the first phase of Worthen Lofts. And he wasn't the listing agent, but he was able, just being in proximity with the project and knowing about it, he was able to get it out in front of a lot of his sphere, and really, it was a pretty big boost to your business out of the gate.
It tipped. It was like my second or third year, so it tipped me, yeah.
Yeah, and so another one recently, another example, Jake Griffin. I don't know if Jake's here, but David is listing Silo House and Silo Flats, and Jake, just being in proximity with David, learning about it. He's not the listing agent. He got it out in front of his sphere and sold 21. And so 21, somewhere around there, right? Yeah. And so, at the end of the day, David's the listing agent, and that's great. He'll do well, right? But the amount of time that Jake spent on it up front, David still got to pay for marketing and spend 2 years. I'd rather be Jake, right? And he's like, deal with the developer for 2 years, and so this is a great way to get your business. It's awesome, and just kind of speaks to the Village's culture that these agents are out there saying, hey, it's in the best interest of my client the more people see these projects. So I'm going to share, instead of trying to board all the buyers ourselves, let's get it out there. If you're an agent that doesn't have a whole lot to post or to do right now, we have created some Instagram skins that will also be on the market that you can. So this is one that we're going to start with Woodstock at Chestnut Hill. You can get that out, write a caption. Hey, we're working on this new development. It's in Wedgwood, Houston, and just kind of get it out there, and it shows activity, and things will happen. David, you want to talk about kind of anything else?
So this is just the beginning of it. These are the only 3 we have right now, but we'll have them for every project. We'll email these out today, but then we'll add, we'll have stuff for all these, and so you'll be able to go on the VRES Market and just grab one and use it as content, and then we'll keep adding it. So if anybody has a development that they want to add to this, feel free to do that. Let us know, and we want to put it up there. But yeah, I think it's going to be awesome.
And then just reach out to Dave. You got questions about hey, I'm throwing this out here. I need to know a little bit how big, what are the price points, or if you have any information, just reach out to the
to the agent or whoever, on whatever project it is. So, and then today we're going to be open at Woodstock. So, can I talk about this now? Yeah. We're going to be open at Woodstock 11 to 1. So come grab lunch. It's a apartment conversion that we're turning over to condos, and so we need to get to 21 to get financing there.
That's Jake's magic number. Call him.
Yeah, I know. This is it. See, Jake's relaxing. He's probably out of town right now. I'm here. So, not what we mean. So, we need 7 more. So, what we're doing for an incentive for village agents, we're going to pay an extra $1,000 on the next 7 contracts we get. Love for it to be all village agents, and then Connie is going to give $2,500 in closing costs. Or not. $3,500.
I'm giving something.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we're actually paying a half point, and through the month of April, we're also they'll have a free appraisal. So compare appraisal.
Oh, sounds like yeah.
Yeah, and we still have like a $10,000 program that's great for this project.
Cool.
So this is awesome.
So yeah. Anyways, come out today. It'd be great. Thanks.
Woodstock's a cool building. You see it here. It's really pretty. It's brand new. It's a conversion, but it's like 2 years old, so everything's new. Woodstock Lumber has done a lot of the. They're a mill right around the corner, and so this is all reclaimed hardwood flooring. It's really cool. It's worth checking out. I don't have anything to do with it. It's in Wedgwood, Houston, on 4th and kind of right near across the street is Chestnut. 1225 4th. All right, coming soon. 30 seconds or less. Zach, help me out. David James. David.
Okay, it's in the heart of Cool Springs. It's in a gated community. 6 bedrooms, 3 baths, 1.5 bath. It's got a great outdoor space with a fireplace, outdoor kitchen, and updated kitchen as well inside. 3 bedrooms down. Thank you.
All right, Sion.
Good morning. This one is under construction. We'll probably be finishing about 3 weeks or so. 701 South 14th Street, off Shelby, in East Nashville. Large corner lot. We'll be ready in less than 30 days. About just shy of 2,500 square feet. Without the porch, 3 bedrooms, 2 large bonus rooms. One of them is just gigantic bonus room, could be a studio or whatever you want it to be. It's very contemporary. 2.5 baths, master made, high-end finishes, all appliances with refrigerator, washer and dryer, whatever you want, high-end. Participate in closing costs, title. We just want to sell fast. Low 600s, not sure yet, probably 609, 615-ish.
Cool. All right, we've established Jake is on vacation. Jamie?
I have 2 new constructions in Green Hills coming soon. They're brand new. 2025 Castleman, 2027 Castleman, 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, 3,300 square feet. They are the white painted brick exterior, which is super popular. It's right off of Hillsborough Road. Let me know. I'm having pictures on Wednesday and should be out by Friday with the house on Sunday.
On.
Be quick about it, but I have 4857 Astor Drive. It was the bell on the ball. We had 10 showings yesterday. We got 6 today. Like yesterday morning. If you have musicians, it's got a true studio double wall construction. It's got 29 by 18. It's huge. Floors are refinished about 2 weeks ago. It looks spectacular. And like I said, the bell on the ball. We've already got one full offer, so hurry on in.
How many square feet?
2,085.
Mary Brooke? I don't think she's here. Mary Brooke's got one on Cantrell for $1,368,000. And one for $1,008,000 on Belmont. Doug, are you here? Andy Allen. That's got
So he forgot to put the address. So it goes 735 Tulip Grove Road. This is in Hermitage. He said it's the largest and the cheapest in the development. It's an immaculate townhome, 1,732 square feet, 2 masters up, wonderful hardwoods, fireplace, 1-car garage, and HOA for $147 a month. Real close to the Music City Star Train and immediate possession.
All right, Sam.
I have a home in Antioch from Nashville. It is one of the first exits to Antioch, so it's not deep into Antioch. Barella is a full renovation. Everything is new, floors, walls, ceiling, HVAC, everything. Spacious home also has a huge oversized 2-car garage, which is detached with a workspace or a she shed. But it is pretty awesome. So we'll be hitting the market in about 3 weeks or so.
Just don't say walkable.
Noted.
Tony.
Yeah, we got 4-bedroom, 2-bath. It's a tri-level home. They completely remodeled the whole thing. The kitchen should be in like a $600,000 house. It's kind of crazy. But it's a tri-level, so there's a bunch of steps, and the wife is having some issues now with her hips, so they're moving to a 1-level home. It's beautiful. He's redone everything. It's a gorgeous lot in the back, and a bunch of different fruit trees and fig trees and all sorts of stuff. So come check it out. 2 weeks on the market. 2 weeks.
On the market in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
All right, Lynn.
I've got a cute rancher in Crosstown neighborhood in Bellevue. It's walking distance to the new mall. It's move-in ready, new roof, new HVAC, all new ductwork under the house. It's been updated in the kitchen. You could still use some love here and there, but it's super clean. And it's been listed this weekend at $299 back.
I think Bellevue's going to be a good submarket in the next few years. You know, think? Yeah. Maybe. Where are all these Amazon people going to move? Newell. There he is. Sorry. My commentary on Bellevue.
Okay, I've got a couple. 1804 Ashwood, just literally right behind us up the street on the hill. It's a over 4,000 square foot Craftsman. The basement, which is a walkout, is actually a separate in-law suite apartment. So it's really unique in the opportunity. It's connected, but it also can be disconnected. Multi-level deck that has downtown views off the back. Easy to show, probably going in the system later today. Worthen, in the 1350 building, phase 4, putting on, it's a ground level, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, all in 1 level, no mezzanine, no stairs, 1 level. Just right outside the pool, and it's got some great outdoor space. Leased until the end of May, but we'll be starting to show it this weekend. And then I've got 2 that aren't in there real quick that I'm having some people swing by today between 11 and 1. So I know there's a Woodstock, maybe before or after you can swing by. If you've got anyone kind of in the Hillsborough West End neighborhood, I've got 2, one on West Linden that's going to be Yates somewhere, and one on 30th, which is around the corner, that's a stone bungalow duplex that's going to be somewhere in about 5, so we're trying to fine tune what those numbers will look like. So if you've got interest in either of those, see me afterwards, I'll give you the address.
All right, Kara. Is Kara here?
I have 2 in Avondale Park. The first one is 1400 Scarcroft. It is a 4-bed, 2.5 bath. It's got a morning room, a separate office inside, a lot of upgrades. 20 square foot. It's going to be
be ready in about 4 weeks, and they're going to list for $399,990. I also have another home on Avenue, which is actually mine. 505 Wolfboro Lane. It's 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,480 square feet. It'll be ready in about 4 to 6 weeks. Has lots of upgrades as well: hardwood floors, new appliances, bathroom upgrades, and it'll be listed. Right now, I'm saying about $359,000. And then I also have 2 condos in Bellevue coming. One is 3065 Carpet Springs Drive. It's a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,216 square feet. It's a townhome. $214,990 is the price, and it'll be ready in about 3 to 4 weeks. And the last one is 110 Bellevue Road, and it's apartment 6, 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, 1,121 square feet, and it'll have new carpet and paint. It's in great condition for $164,900.
All right, Zach. Land the plane here.
All right, here. Let's see, we've got, there was one, I just sort of pulled up and I just shut it out, but let's see, there's for anybody who's looking for something around here, there is Susie Mills, who is not an agent with us, but she has one coming at 2810 27th Avenue South, 2810 27th Avenue South. I don't know anything about it, but if you want to call Susie, her phone number is 615-947-7200. It's S-U-Z-Y. Susie Mills. So I've got somebody living in Hillsborough Village. She said it sounds like it's about a month out. There's one more that is coming up in Donaldson, 933 Norwalk, which is in Donaldson for $239,900. A little 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I think it needs a little TLC, but it's got a 2-car garage and a cute backyard. And then Zach Rickinger had one at 6229 Highway 49 East in Springfield. 3-bed, 2-bath, 2,576 square feet, new carpet and paint on a beautiful 5 acres. Beautiful. That's it. Birthdays. All right, real quick. I messed up. I forgot to do birthdays. You got one more? Hold on. We got more. Zach?
Yeah, I forgot to post my new listing. It's in Gallatin. It was built in 2016. It's in Kennesaw Farms. It's a 4-bedroom, 3 full baths, 2,468 square feet, 0.16 acre lot, 2-car rear entry garage. It's really open downstairs, big island, 2 bedrooms, and 2 bedrooms upstairs. But I don't know. It's $359,900.
That's awesome. Good work. Anybody else? Go ahead. What you got? 2921 Primrose Circle. Huh? 2941.
Primrose Circle. It's 2 houses. The front house is a cute, 1940s cottage. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. The back house is a guest house, 1-bedroom, 1-bath. Good potential for investment or income producing. We listed this week. 625.
625. Anybody else? All right, love all these listings. All right, so I made a goof and forgot to put March birthdays up. So I got March and April here. So I'm going to run through these names real quick. But so give them a belated happy birthday. But you got Blaine, Allison, Jamie, Jason Richardson, Seth Jennings, Emily Fry, Anna Nelson, Alyssa Cervantes, Amanda Hoffman, Jeffrey, Stanley, Walker Englehart, Kristen Daya, Sharika Stewart, Ken Campbell, Shane Talent, Ken Meeks, Scott Saunders, Phil Ryan Group, Charles Wilson, Meg Nichols, Shannon Porter, Ashley Brown. Ashley's one of the Sharks for her birthday. Right? Wow. Crazy? Exciting. Brad Drew, Valerie Clark, Emily Leonard, Heather Hoover, Dallin Hudson, Eric Conklin, Talia Zvian, Quentin Horner, Shante Pollard, Nick Nelson, Blake Taylor. And then April, we got David Langgood coming up in a couple days. No early April birthdays, but Allison Lambert, Megan Manley, Carly Mariani, Tara Avery, Virginia Dagerberg, Kristen Manners, Beth Vincent, Kira Turner, Rachel Kamenek, Kate Height, Leslie Long, Drake Lundeen, Bob Garch, Kenneth Sweeney, Aaron Simpson, Melissa Becker, Sue McCann, Amy, Adam Brooks, Richard Queen, Betsy Luttrell, and I'll take Lee Fund and Lloyd Connie. Woo! So you got a lot of birthdays. Happy birthday, y'all. Yes.
Can we go back to the gratitude section?
Yeah, what's up?
I want to thank Colin.
Thanks, Colin.
Last week, she answered her phone on a Friday night at 6:30 and walked me through some pretty tough stuff over the weekend. So I want to...
3 cheers to Colin. Thank you. All right, takeaways, real quick. What were your most valuable takeaways? We got a lot covered and we're running a couple minutes behind. So, what you got? What'd you learn? Shout it out.
Colin's new role.
Colin's helping me out. Thank you.
The mastery poem was impactful.
The mastery was impactful, right? I'm going to just do a quick recap so you know. So you got mastery pre-listing interviews. Who's going to start doing that? Let's see a couple more hands. It's good. It works. As I said, it was the best thing I ever learned. Alright. Yeah. We got a lot of great education coming up, a lot of technology, trade graphics class coming up next week, and a branding class coming up next week. Some cool news. Habitat build coming in a few weeks, and then Nations, Mary Killen was doing some stuff. Rates have gone up a little bit. What are the rates now? Hey, what are the rates today? 4.25. Easy to remember. How's the market? We talked about the market doing well, and we've got a talktozach.com. Yes, I'm a nerd, and you've got a lot of other stuff happening with Hunter. We've got Boost coming out 3 weeks, T-minus 3 weeks, and then these are live on the market, and we've been talking about it for a while, but they're ready to download and print out if you want, or you can order these fancy ones to be printed for you. And then just sold postcards. I don't know if these are on the market just yet, but they will be probably today, so they'll be updated and ready to go. And then don't forget, if you want to sell a project, listing a project looks really sexy. It's not. It's way more work than it looks, but you can sell a lot of these things just by sharing stuff to your sphere. All right, thank you all for coming. Have a wonderful week.